process begins. I've already sprayed it once, cleaned it up really, really nice. I'll go over it again just to make sure I got most of the grime off, and we'll see what's left. I think it's going to be pretty good. I haven't done the ends or any of this down here yet, but you know, like I say, I'll go ahead and let it soak in, and I usually use my finger and go around to the more difficult parts, I guess is what it would be, and see what I can do with that. So that's the start of it. Let's see how she comes out here in a little bit. Stay tuned. Alright, well, I think that's pretty much acceptable. I think it cleaned up really nice. Started to take the lettering off there a little bit, so I had to stop. The 500 volts and times 100K starting to come off. So I'll stop right there. That's enough for me. I think that will work just fine. I did work on this end just a little bit. I haven't done much to it, but even it's cleaned up a little bit. So I think it's acceptable also. I do have to do the other end yet, but it still has the, what do you call it, on there. I didn't get it off yet, but I will. And like I said, that's what we're working with. I got to do this in here along with the end. So, but I think that's going to be fine. I really do. I like that. That cleaned up much better than I thought it would. Now I have to do the same thing for the knobs. They're a little on the grimy side, but I'm sure they'll clean up just as well. So, or at least I hope they do. So that's that. I do have to clean this burr up a little bit where I drilled that rivet out, but that's okay. There'll be a screw goes back in there that'll cover all that. So this is going to have a washer on it also. I think I am going to use a BNC connector for that. I don't like that foam plug at all. So anywho, that's that. And alright, that ought to do me for this time. So bring you back when I have more to report. Alright, gonna put some cleaner on the end of this. This is my last end that I have to work on. Let that go to work, do its thing. I'm gonna spray down the inside of that too after I get this done, because it's a little bit on the grimy side. I want this thing to be as close to new as I can get it. Tough stuff is working on the grime on that. What I like to do is take my finger and rub it in a little bit like that. Obviously no harsh abrasives, just a gentle motion of my finger. You can see that's starting to dry a little bit over here. Let's go ahead and rub that off. Have a rag here. See how it looks. These are the ends, so the ends don't matter a whole lot. I want it to look nice as I can, obviously. Yeah, that's not too bad. That's acceptable. Now, like I said, I want to spray down this inner stuff because it's a lot of dirt and stuff in there. Here's what it's looking like. Let that do its thing, and we'll come back and look at it again here in a little bit. Kind of wanting to do a close-up of this damaged area on the lettering. It's not really that bad, so you know, I'll show you what I'm talking about here in a minute. This inside doesn't have to be near as good as the outside, so just want to get all the dust and dirt off of it, basically. let that soak a little bit. And try to see if I can power up this camera and get a little close-up of the affected spot. So let me get off of this. Alright, what we have here is the inspection camera looking at the damaged area of the lettering on the VTVM. You can see, and I'm not really good at using this camera. Okay, so I've backed it up. Anyway, the 500 volts is a little bit cut off, and the RX 100K is also a little bit faded, as well as the one below it there, 1500 volts, and RX R times 1 meg. So you know, they're not perfect. Now the rest of them look pretty darn good. So you know, I'm wondering if this is from use, you know, through over the years it's just worn off, or if it's just from me cleaning. I don't think it's from me cleaning it, because like I said, I didn't rub any harder on that stuff than I did on the other lettering, and it all seems to be pretty good. So yeah, like I said, I'm not the greatest at doing this. So anyway, so I thought I would just show you that with that. It takes pretty good close-ups. As you can see there, that's what it looks like. So that'll do it. Alright, now you've seen the close-up of the lettering on the faceplate of the VTVM IM-28. Again, I don't think it's going to be that bad. Like I said, this is not going to be a new meter. Obviously, it's not going to be a new meter. It's going to be as close as I can get it without totally, you know, breaking the bank, I guess. This is the board from the tubes and the power transformer. I want to get this apart as best I can, and that's going to include getting all the little wires off of it. It's time for the clippers again. Even though I have my soldering iron hooked up and heating up, I should say, I need to get some wires here first unhooked. And I don't really care for whoever built this. I don't really care for the way they did it. Of course, you know, everything's personal preference, I guess. So what? Alright, I've got that soldering iron heating up. It's been heating up for a while now because I talked to my brother-in-law for quite a while on the phone. And I think I'm going to go ahead and try a few of these parts and see what I can do with them. If I can get this magnification light off the top of my head. Yeah, it's nice and warm. Alright, let's see what we got here. There. What I'm going to do is just basically heat this stuff up and go from there. See what I got. See that just gets it all nice and molten, and then usually it'll fall off like that. The wire didn't come off, but the molten solder did. Just about off. There it is. Yeah, that was warm. Got a little bit more left there. I don't know how it's gonna come off. I'm doing this blind, y'all know that, don't you? I see a little piece of something on it. That's about all I see. I'd like to get these as clean as possible. Not always true or easy to do, but sometimes it is.
That's all, folks.